Hello guys, it's Dave from the Weird Kid Show. Welcome. So today I've got another tutorial for you. This one is another one that's super easy and super inexpensive. Today I'm going to show you how to make a trick-or-treat Gore Bucket. That's right, a Gore Bucket. What is a Gore Bucket? A Gore Bucket is a trick-or-treat bucket that instead of treats inside of it has just been overloaded with gross gore. Okay? It's super easy and super cheap to make. You know, I've seen people out there, businesses that sell Halloween props, try to get $60 for trick-or-treat Gore buckets. I just can't justify spending that kind of money, especially when it's so easy to make, you know, and there's a lot of things that you can do. So the first thing you need is a bucket, a trick-or-treat bucket. You could use something like this, or you could get a cute little pink one like that. I think I'm going to go with this one today. So we're going to get into this thing. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. Welcome and stick around. Alright, so this is going to be a super easy build, okay? You just simply get you a trick-or-treat bucket, Halloween theme, something or another. Like I said, it could be this pink one or this, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to stuff a bunch of stuff in there. Plastic bags, leftover bags from Walmart or shopping. Me, I've got some extra scrap foam and everything else just to fill it in, because what we're going to do is we're going to top this off with great stuff, foam. That's going to help to create the gore. I'm going to show you all this here in a second. And then you're going to need things like gross stuff, like I found these somewhere. I can't even remember where I found it, but like an eyeball, finger, ear. I found a set at Goodwill, although it wasn't complete. It was a box. It had anatomy parts in it and like it's supposed to have a skeleton. And I bought it. It was sealed. I got it home and saw that the skeleton wasn't there, and that's the thing I wanted the most, but they didn't have it. But it's got some cool, like, anatomically correct as far as visually organs and stuff like that, and it's going to be good to put on the top for gore. And then I have this here, and I took the heat gun and I bent it over. I think I'm going to corpse it, and we're going to have that coming out, sticking out of the bucket. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill this in, and I'm going to fill it up with great stuff, and then we're going to position all of the parts and pieces. We're going to let it dry, and then I'm going to show you how to paint it and then gore it up. So hang tight. Alright guys, so I took that skeleton hand and I went ahead and corpsed it, and then I used, you know me now, by now I use my burnt umber base coat. I put some scrap foam and stuff in there, and so now I'm going to take this great stuff. I'm going to go ahead and start filling this whole thing in. I don't want to go too crazy because this stuff expands, and I don't want it to expand too much. So we're going to put some in. We're going to see what it does. I'm going to drip some down the sides. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. Please excuse me, we got a storm here and I love it. It's great. Now I'm going to stop with filling it, because like I said, it's going to expand. I am going to put the drips on the side, the gore, if you will. Boy, listen to that thunder. I love that. Alright, I think that's it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let this set for a little bit. and expand before we set in all the goodies. Okay, and we can go back and tweak it after. So we're going to give this a little chance to cure, and then we'll come back and see what we do to it next. All right, guys, so we've got a nice thunderstorm out there. I hope you guys hear it. Kind of adds to the ambience, doesn't it? All right, so I went and put the spray foam in there, and then I just went ahead and just threw in all this stuff. We've got the corpse hand sticking halfway out. We've got an eyeball here. We've got a finger. We got some different guts. We got an ear over here, and then I put a centipede in there. Okay, so there's our Gore Bucket. All right, we got to get the great stuff a chance to cure enough, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint this. And the first thing I'm going to paint all of the great stuff black. Okay, with acrylic paint, I'm going to paint it all black, and then I'm going to go over it with a red. And then we're going to coat it with our mixture of Mod Podge and fake blood, and it's going to gore it up, okay? So the next time you see it, it'll be done. This is a quick one, super easy, and again, it can be pretty cheap. You can get these buckets at the dollar store. They sell a Great Stuff type brand at Walmart. I think it's made by General Electric, GE, and it's only like $2 and something a can. And then whatever you can find around the house, you know, maybe you can even stick in some real candy treats, you know, to add to the irony of it. All right, so next time you see this Gore Bucket, it's going to be painted. All right, so we'll check back here in a second. All right, guys, so as you can see, I painted the entire thing flat black. All right. The reason why I do that is when I put the red on after, it's going to give it that deep red, like coagulated blood. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and dry brush the skeleton hand that's been corpsed, and then everything's going to be dry brushed. And then I'm going to give some details to the little centipede. And then I'm going to show you what the last thing that we're going to do to this. So hang tight. All right, guys, so I took some red apple acrylic made by Apple Barrel, and then I dry brushed it over the entire thing. And then I took what's called flamenco red. It's a darker red, and then I went over it with that. Now it gives it kind of a gory, coagulated blood look, something that's been sitting around for a while. I dry brushed the skeleton hand, corpse hand a little bit. You can see all the gore in there. We got an ear, finger, eyeball. We've got the centipede over here. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm gonna do is put on my version of permablood, which is Mod Podge glue and just run-of-the-mill Halloween blood. Okay, so I mixed the two, and then I just coat the entire thing. Now when you mix it and you put it on, it looks pink. Okay, that's because the Mod Podge is still wet. Mod Podge dries clear, so it's gonna look pink while it's on there, but when it dries, it's gonna look like wet blood. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and cover this whole thing, and then we're gonna come back and take a look at it, and we should be done. Our trick-or-treat Gore Bucket. So we'll check back here in a second. All right, guys, there we have it, our Gore Bucket. Okay, it's got all kinds of we got our centipede in there. We got a gross eyeball, a finger, ear, and we got this these organ-looking pieces, and our corpse hand over here. Now this would be cool. You could use this for your Halloween butcher scene, or you could sit this on the table next to the Halloween candy, or to make this a true trick-or-treat Gore Bucket. Maybe when you put this thing together, you stick some lollipops and candy in there just to make it more interesting. Anyways, it's easy. The longest thing is to paint the whole thing, but it's relatively cheap. The hardest thing to get would be the eyeballs and ears and stuff like that, but you can find that stuff on eBay. And with Halloween right around the corner, this stuff's going to start showing up. Okay, so you can do this. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe and hit the bell. It's going to inform you when I upload another video. And there is so much more yet to come. I'm a member of the Trio of Terror, which is made up of myself, Vic Springston, and Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks. So I encourage you, please go check out their channels and support them with a sub if you haven't done so already. And between the three of us, we're always building, we're inspiring each other, and we're encouraging other people to build and to get creative. So anyways, until next time, I appreciate you. Peace.